welcome back. I think we can all agree that this winter has been rough in the UK. It's been so windy and so rainy, and the sun has not shown its face in a long time. Luckily today, I'm blessed with some sunshine, but I thought I'd talk about some things that I do in the winter to stay positive and make it as enjoyable as it can be living in a little van. So the first thing, obviously, is when there is sun around, don't be shy about going out in it. Make the most of it. I've been sat in this little meadow for about an hour now. The sun keeps coming and going, but I'm making the most of the moments when it does show its face, and that does make me feel overall quite a lot better. So there is a reason that the sun makes you feel a lot happier. Like it releases lots of happy hormones into your system, gives you vitamin D, which your body needs, and that helps you to stay positive. And that's why everyone's a lot happier in the summer than in the winter. Probably why everyone gets a little bit of the seasonal affective disorder in the winter, especially in winters like these when it's just been dreary and grey for quite a lot of the time so far. Something else that I do, as I said, the sun gives you vitamin D, is I take a vitamin D supplement in the winter. That can help. That can change the way you see the winter a little. I tend to do lots of little things to try and keep myself positive in the winter. But sometimes you do just have to nut it out, and just think, well, it's not the best, it's not as fun as the summer, but this is the lifestyle I chose and I can make it work. I just have to be patient. Another thing that can make an awful lot of difference in the summer, in the winter, is regular exercise, whether it's a walk or the gym or a class or a club or whatever you fancy. I think it's really important for one's mental well-being to continue to exercise every day, even if it's just something small. Even if you don't feel like it, your body will benefit from it, and so will your mind. I think this time of year is when I find van life the hardest, especially in a small van, and so I make sure that it's, especially at this time of year, like February, March time, I make a point of going out on nice days, few though they are, to see if I can find signs of spring, finding daffodils, finding primroses, looking at the snowdrops, looking at the shoots for the bluebells coming through the spring. It eggs me on to think, right, okay, it's fine. Like, spring is on its way. It's not going to be winter forever. I know a lot of people favour sunbeds to kind of get a slice of summer, but not really my cup of tea. I actually think they're quite damaging for your skin. So, we developed as human beings to be able to live like this and live with the seasons. So there's really no reason that we can't make it through winter without a sunbed. Although I know people enjoy being tanned year round. I mean, if there was one thing I wish I changed about this year, it's that I should have booked to go abroad over the winter, at least for a few weeks, somewhere hot. So I could have got natural sun, but hindsight's a beautiful thing, and I chose to work instead. So it's okay, because I'm going to travel this year anyway. But there's just, there's only a few months left of this rainy windiness, hopefully, and we're on our way out of winter anyway. I do think it's important, though, not to let yourself wallow. There's no good in wallowing, you just got to stay positive. Think, no, it's all right, I'll occupy myself doing something else. I will go and find things to do that don't involve sunny day activities. I paint a lot more in the winter. I take on a lot more work, and I'll go find other things to do as well. I join different clubs and I hang out with my friends and try and go places that look beautiful in the winter, like the mountains. But sometimes you just got to suck it up, and think, well, it's winter, it's the UK, what do you expect? It's going to be dark, it's going to be rainy, and it is what it is. I do think that eating well, for me, has a huge impact on how I find the winter. If I start allowing myself to eat a lot of processed food, a lot of high sugar, high carb foods, I tend not to have a great time. My mental health slides, and I end up feeling crap and unenergised and just demotivated to the max. So I try and eat a whole food diet, lots of veg, lots of variation in the vegetables and fruits and things that I eat. I do eat meat, but tend to only eat red meat, really. But yeah, diet has a huge impact on general health and mental health. There's a lot of people that suggest in the science world now that actually what we eat is essential for our mental health, and it can cause really, really terrible effects if we ignore our daily nutrition. And unfortunately, a lot of the things that are made by the food industry these days are designed for overconsumption. And so if you do engage in eating a lot of ultra-processed food, generally find that it's hard not to overeat it, which is what I find. So that's why I avoid it. But I think, in all honesty, I find in the winter the hardest part for me is just the lack of sunshine. I thrive when it's sunny, and I do really struggle when it's not. So I mean, for me personally, next year I think I'll be looking at going somewhere sunny for a few weeks over the winter, in like maybe January, February time. I know a lot of people favour Morocco, Portugal, just warmer climates in general. So that'll probably be something that I will be looking into next year, just to avoid this kind of depleted low stage of, winter. I do wonder if part of the reason that people feel down in the winter as well is that everyone still keeps trying to go at 100% speed in life. Work continues the same throughout the year, and I don't think that's how we're supposed to live. It's not how we developed to live, and I think sometimes it's that hustle mindset. You just need to take a day off, and sometimes it could be beneficial just to think, right, it's winter, so I'm going to go a bit slower, because that's the winter, that's the season that we're in, is a slower season. Everything's a little bit harder, it's a bit colder, and you kind of honour your own physiology and biology by embracing a slower speed of life. But in a more positive frame of mind, there is, there's no light without dark, and I wouldn't enjoy the summer as much as I do if there wasn't a rough winter to get through before I got to the summer. So it does make me appreciate the warmer weather a lot more. It encourages me more to go outside when it is warm and make the most of the days when it's sunny, and that can only be a good thing, But thanks for listening to my van rambles. I appreciate everyone supporting my page, and I try and make it as realistic and authentic as I can. I wouldn't want to make a false narrative of what this lifestyle really is, and I wouldn't want to encourage people to do it without being completely honest. So it is rough in the winter. It can be really harrowing, and it can be a bit depressing, if I'm honest. But I do still love this lifestyle, and it's something that I've chosen for myself, and I do enjoy the challenges, but I think it's really important to be honest about how it does make you feel sometimes, and how that can have a knock-on effect into your day-to-day life and activities, and what you can do as well, like I've just mentioned, to maximise the enjoyment of the season, and to just kind of get through it day by day, and look ahead, keep your eyes fixed on the summer. So if you enjoy my content and you like a honest view of micro van life, then do give me a like and a follow, and I will be tracking my progress through the winter. This is my second winter, so really it's not my first rodeo, but every season is different. This has been a particularly wet winter so far, which is why I think it's been a bit more of a troublesome time for us van lifers, and especially us tiny van lifers.